Hi everyone, I'm Alicia Toot from a music blog, and I'm sitting here with Tonight Alive. We're currently on tour with Used and Taking Back Sunday. So just how's the tour treating you guys so far?
It's been really great. I mean, it's such a different crowd that we're used to playing to, so it's really good to get out there and play to a different fan base. And I mean, the Used and Taking Back Sunday, we all grew up listening to them and learning their songs and everything. So it's a big honour to be on a tour with two such prolific bands.
Well, I wanted to ask just what have been some of the highlights so far? Because I've been following your Facebook feed, and it looks like there's been some fun moments.
Yeah, we had one of our friends from home came out on tour with us and hung out for a couple of weeks. So it was kind of really refreshing to have him out because he's never been on an American tour before. So it was kind of like we get to hit all the places that we haven't been to for a while, and on the days off we all had a really good time. So.
All right. Yeah, I know something I actually wanted to ask is I was watching some YouTube videos of you guys live because I have yet to see you, and you're pretty nuts on stage. So before just jumping on and playing to a crowd, I mean, do you have a pre-show ritual to get yourselves riled up to play to all your fans?
I guess we just warm up for a bit. We play guitar or bass, or we stretch for a bit, and then right before we go on stage, we all hug each other. As corny as it sounds, but it helps. But yeah, I guess we just get yourself into the zone.
It's definitely hard to move around on some shows when there's like you've got no room, or if there's shit behind you or like a front. But we always try and make the most of what we got. So yeah.
Tonight's stage is pretty nice, right?
I think tonight we'll have no problem at all. It's pretty massive. So we've actually played here before as well. So we played here with Preshow and Sleeping with Sirens last year. So 2 years ago. 2 years.
2 years back.
Right, man.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you mentioned as far as like here's different from playing back home. So how would you compare the Australian audiences to the ones here in North America?
As a crowd, they're not that different. I mean, touring as a whole, there's only so much you can do in Australia, whereas as opposed to over here, there's so many different markets, so many different types of music, so many different venues. I mean, we get a really good reception over here, so it is great. I wouldn't say the kids are that much different though. I mean, they all love music and love going to shows, so yeah.
So I just wanted to get on to the music. You released your sophomore album, The Other Side, in September. So I was just wondering, what are your thoughts on the record now that there's been a few months just to reflect on it?
Since the album's been out, it's been so much more fun playing shows because we kind of sat on the first album for about 2 years of touring. And, you know, like any band does, you move on from those songs, and it was really kind of exciting now to be able to add majority of the set being songs from The Other Side, and just seeing people get into that. And I don't know, we're really proud of them, and it's, I don't know, since it's come out, things have just gone up and up, so can't complain.
Right. Yeah, I just wanted to mention actually your latest release, The Edge. Now that's going to be used in the upcoming Spider-Man movie, Amazing Spider-Man 2. So I mean, how did that, when you guys were delivered the news, I mean, how did you feel to actually receive that and know we're actually officially going to be in this?
We don't get our hopes up about anything anymore until like it actually happens.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day, like when you get told news like that straight away, you pretty much almost shit your pants in excitement and you want to tell everyone. But we've kind of learnt the hard way that opportunities come, but they don't always, what's the word? Come to fruition, yeah. Yeah.
Even when they're confirmed, they can still go awry. So we try not to get our hopes up until it's actually done.
Confirmed.
Yeah. Everything's like done and dusted, yeah.
How long did you guys know that you were going to be in the film before being able to announce it to your fans?
We started working on the song in January, was it?
We had like a 2-month break at the end of last year, and we kind of found out around December-ish that there was an opportunity. The song had to get done first, but it worked out really well because we were at home, so the song got written and we recorded it at home, and we shot the video like 3 days before we flew out for this tour, or for the UK tour that we did with All Time Low before this. And then we still didn't know anything, like we just did as much as we could, and we kind of found the news out gradually as it went on. And yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so just moving on to some of the less serious questions of the interview. We're talking about superheroes and Spider-Man. So if you guys could have your own superpower, what would you choose that to be?
I'm going to go with, I guess, flight.
Flying?
Or super intelligence, because then you could invent something that makes you able to fly anyway, so... I don't know. Either one of the two.
Okay, and how about yourself?
I always say like time control. like the sort of time control where like you're walking down the street and you trip over and then you can rewind and not trip over.
If you could do time control with something that's happened in your life, for instance, like what's something that funny or something embarrassing you'd want to take back and just be like, time control.
That's a great question.
Thank you.
I'm not
Way too many things. But like, just, you know, those moments, like sometimes, I don't know, you hurt
stupid,
yourself,
yeah.
Yeah, you say something really stupid or embarrassing, or I don't know, you buy food that sucks really bad and you're like,
I think
wish I could eat that.
everyone could benefit.
You see a terrible movie, you're like, oh man, I wish I could take that back.
I wouldn't use it to help the world. I'd just help it to make sure that I get like always have good meals.
Okay. Yeah. Well, being a music website, we always tell artists. I mean, we're always learning about new music and new bands and featuring them. So, just who have you guys been listening to lately?
I just bought the latest Chuck Ragan record, which is he's like a rock and roll acoustic folk kind of guy. He's pretty well known. He was in Hot Water Music, but I've been listening to that on repeat for a while. What about you, Vigsy? Anything?
I think like, as a band we've been listening to 1975 a lot. Have you heard about them?
Yeah, no, I interviewed them I'd say like almost half a year back, and they're coming back here in May. I'm very excited.
I hear all their music being played over here as well in shops and stuff, and we watched them play in Australia, and it's kind of like our dressing room album, before we go on stage and all that sort of stuff as well. Yeah, it's just always good vibes. So
That's awesome.
It's kind of for any mood. We're just always like, oh, you want to put 1975 on there? Yeah.
They'll do the trick.
Yeah.
For us, like we'd never really listened to stuff like that before, so it's good to have some variety in the old mixtape.
And just on the topic of other artists, if you could curate your own concert lineup, who would be part of it, and where would you want that to take place?
I'd like to do. This probably doesn't make any sense to you, but our old local venue back home is called Hype Central, and it's been closed for about 2 or 3 years now, and that's kind of where we started off. And I'd love to do like a headlining show there, and just have like I don't know, just a bunch of like up and coming local bands from the area and do that. No, that's not what you were asking, but yeah, we've always talked about wanting to do that, and maybe in the future opening it up again for a show. So yeah, that'd be cool.
And just you mentioned up and coming bands. Who are some from Australia that we should keep our eyes on, or our readers should check out?
Kind of maybe rude to call them up and coming, but Hands Like Houses are also our best friends from Canberra, and they've been like touring America and the UK for the last couple of years as well. But I would still say like, if you haven't heard of them, go check them out because they're really good guys and great music. So yeah.
And yeah, just how about yourself for a concert?
I beat that answer. Yeah. Up and coming, there's a band from Australia called New Empire. They've got a record coming out pretty soon, I think. They're from around our area as well. So yeah, they did like a week of Warped last year. So they have been over here for a bit, but yeah. I'd say that.
Definitely check them out.
Yeah.
All right, and then just for the last kind of off the cuff question, if the band could create a law that anyone would have to follow or everyone would have to follow, what would that law be?
Everyone has to hug.
Hug?
Whenever you see someone, you have to hug them.
I've had a few artists actually tell us that, and
Yeah.
it's surprising how many have said hug.
Spread the joy. That's what I'm all about that.
Alright.
I've got nothing, eh? That's such a good question as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No more eating meat.
All right, yeah, so
Tofu Tuesdays.
tofu. So, all right, hugs and tofu, that works. So, yeah, we're just at the last question of the interview, and it's going to be a bit of a stumper, but feel free to say whatever you like. What's something about the band that most people don't know yet?
Yeah, that is a stumper. Something about the band most people don't know. I don't even know.
There are a few secrets that we have that we choose to keep under wraps. And I think that's kind of I don't know. I don't want to go into it, but but I don't know. I don't know. It's not everyone probably knows it, but I always just think I like to tell people that we kind of did start from like the garages in Australia, and we were like, yeah, we are signed to Sony, but like we were never like signed by them at the start and then developed. Like we were literally like, you know, we kind of cut our own teeth playing at home, got signed by them, and I don't know. Like we were all best friends before we started. We literally like I remember playing at parties in bands where Jake was at the party, he wasn't even in the band yet, and then we played other parties where he was in the band, and like I don't know, we all kind of sprouted organically from Sydney.
Yeah. So start from the ground up.
That definitely works. So, just to wrap things up, I'd like to say thanks very much to Tonight Alive for taking the time to speak with us today. We can't wait to see you guys. Yeah, our pleasure. And once again, I'm Alicia Tu from A Music Blog, yeah, and thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you.